This is the mixed 60-plus match. We're at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships. This is Rusty from Pickleball Channel. I'm joined by Chad Edwards.
How we doing, everybody?
And pretty soon, you keep doing all this commentary, everybody say, oh, Simone, it'll be Chad's wife.
Well, yeah, you know, actually in the baseball world, she was Chad's wife. In tennis and pickleball, I'm Simone's husband.
There you go. Oh, I said it again.
There's another. There you go. It's evening out a little bit.
So 60-plus medal match here. Score is 1-0-2. You may have heard the announcements as we were talking at the opening of the match. But in the far court, we have Helle Sparre and Mike Toolson playing against the near court, Scott Lennan and Cherie Chao.
Little short on the drop right there. The wind, like we talked about at the beginning here, is moving the ball around a little bit. Sometimes that makes it difficult to judge just how fast that ball is coming to you.
And so for those of you guys who have been watching other matches, you may have seen Scott Lennan in a match the other day before rain got involved in thunder and lightning. We had to cancel that match. So it's good to see him back here on the court. You have some cross-court dink action. The ball was called out. Helle was there with a pretty nasty around the post.
She had it around the post. She was there, and you see how as that ball goes wide, to hit that around the post, you let that ball travel. Give it some time to get there.
Cross-court dink. The good angle by Helle. Back to Cherie. Back to Helle again, a little bit up. Up.
Cherie just let that ball get a little bit behind her there. Helle was trying to hit that offensive lob through, and it was just effective enough that it got behind Cherie, and she wasn't able to bring that back into the court. 3-0-1. Nice drive there by Mike.
Scores 4-0-1. At the beginning.
Another drive again. It looks like after those last two drives there, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mike or Helle trying to target Cherie with some drives.
So for those of you who are not aware, on the far court, Helle Sparre in the gray comes from tennis. And she's, back in the day, played all the majors, Wimbledon, Open, and had quite a run. I think the top of her career, she was 49th in the world on the WTA ranking at one point. She won the U.S. clay courts championships back in '79. And so she's brought some of those tennis skills. She's only been playing pickleball for about 3 years now. It's her third U.S. Open. Now we're at 0-5-1 with Cherie serving.
Good misdirect. Yeah. Good misdirect there by Scott. And what I've seen from him in the last couple of days is he is an aggressive player. He will attack those balls that sit up.
Yeah. There you go. Scott drives it back into the corner. And they're able to get that point. So right now we got a score of 2-5-1, and Cherie is continuing to serve. Scott returns. Sparre and Toolson switch.
Nice 8 ball by Helle right there, back to the feet.
Scores 2-5-2. Lennan serves. Helle returns. Back to Helle. Oh. Lennan heats it up.
Yeah, there's the aggressiveness by Scott. Getting up to that kitchen line, standing his ground, and taking some hard shots. 3-5-2.
There you go, Helle with a little flip back there, right?
Yeah, it's typically we call it a swing volley, creating some topspin with that flick of the wrist coming from below the ball and brushing up the back of it.
Toolson serves to Lennan. Comes back to Cherie. Helle looks to do a drop. Lands just short of the net, or hits the net.
Yeah, just catching the net cord right there.
And now we're on to second serve. 5-3-2.
Push that one.
You get it? All right, the ball rolls up here to the media table. And again, folks, we're going to have more live streaming tomorrow all the way up through Friday evening. And then Saturday, we'll be recording later for CBS Sports. So we're excited to bring you stuff every single day, starting at 2 o'clock. Let your friends know. Hit that notification bell to come back and watch. The score is 3-5-2. There you go. Helle almost went for that. She had to pull back. Yeah.
She did. Sorry, I can't control. That was a subtle. There you go, right there. She did almost go for that, but she recognized it was gonna sail out.
Wow. Really breezy, just picked up. Overhead by Cherie. Toolson gets it back over. Helle goes cross court, and Lennan's there.
The tree. It's so breezy right here. The tree just blew over next to us.
Although it's a small tree.
Well,
a little, maybe like a fern, like a small little palm.
It's got a palm-ish style to it.
5-3-2. Yeah, some people are asking about the light. Because the wind's picked up, the clouds are moving very fast. So the light in this area is constantly changing from overcast to sunny to overcast to sunny, which affects both cameras as well as the players. Helle trying to get a drop to get up to the net. All 4 players at the net now. Helle goes cross court. Scott goes cross court.
Yeah,
Toolson goes to poach it a little bit and couldn't
little
quite
bit,
get it.
and it just kind of got behind him.
We got a 3-6-1.
Good change of direction. Good eye by Helle right there. Some of the questions that we get asked with our academy is, how do you let balls go? How do you know when to let it go? A good rule of thumb is if that ball's coming flat and it's coming chest high, let it fly.
Yeah, if it's got momentum and flat, as in if it's coming above your head down, you know it's going to land. But if it's coming like a line drive at you, is that what you say?
Yeah.
Chest high, let it fly. That's almost as good as there you go. Cross court dink. Lennan returns. There you go.
Good movement there. They pulled Scott off the court, and then were able to hold open a little bit of a hole. Cherie didn't quite move across the cup of the middle, so Scott felt like he had to come back across to get that one.
And that's the challenge a lot of times in mixed play. We put a lot of matches online, and you'll people say, "Oh, those guys are idiots. They're taking too much of the court, taking whatever." But when you get to this high-level play, men and women will want to find what works the most. And sometimes the female partners want to have their taller partner take that reach and take those balls. But you got to find that balance, because if you go too far, your partner could have gotten. And it's a dance, really.
Absolutely.
And to clarify, I said mixed. I have been the low man out in a men's match and the worst player. So they're like, let me just take 95% of the court, Rusty, and you just take 5. And that's okay, and we ended up winning.
We're talking about who my wife is. We played in a tournament together, and I got stuck on one corner, and she was, telling me to get out of the way or she'll hit me with a paddle. So we're at 7-4-2 here with Helle serving. Nice hands right there. So we're at 8-4-2. Nice deep serve. Yeah, that's a good. So you've heard me talk about a misdirect here. The misdirect is that ball's coming from one direction. You make it look like you're going back in that same direction, and then right at the last second, right as it hits your paddle, you change direction. So you get your opponent leaning one way, and then you go back behind them. 4-8-2.
Lennan goes for a angled drop, goes a little wide,
and that's
side out.
A little bit of where that wind comes into play, where it's pushing sideways across the court right now. Might have just pushed it a little bit wide.
And then in the same way, I tend to like, a lot of players do, okay, we got a timeout. We're going to come back to you in about a minute. The score is 9-4-1. See you soon. So time's back in 9-4-1. We were just talking about the win here. One of the things, go ahead, tell me what you were just saying.
Yeah, no, a lot of people talk about advantages that the players from Southwest Florida have for a tournament like this here in Naples. Talk about the heat, the humidity. It's even though you're used to the heat, it's hard to get used to it. But one advantage is the wind. Being able to play in it, understanding how to play in it.
And there you go. There you go. We have a score of 11-4. Game number 1's over. We'll be back with game number 2 soon.
And we're back. Game 2 here of mixed 60 plus. Mike Toolson getting just a little big right there with that forehand, sailed it out deep. So we're at 0-0-1. Cherie Chao serving. Nice hands there by both Helle and Mike. 0-0-2. Mike Toolson keeping Cherie back there, keeping that ball low, forcing her to hit that ball up, not able to move forward. Second serve here, score is still at 0-0. Game 2, mixed doubles 60 plus. Nice deep return there by Scott. Little big for Mike, and Cherie made the right decision of just getting out of the way of that one, knowing that there was no chance of it going into the court. Same thing right there with Scott Lennan. He had the opportunity, saw the opportunity to speed that ball up, but just overcooked it a little bit. Still at 0-0. Nice drop right there, getting into a little. Good aggressiveness by Scott Lennan right there, coming across and taking that forehand to put it away.
All right, so the score is 1-0-2. We're in the 60-plus mixed gold medal match at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships, powered by Margaritaville. This is Rusty from Pickleball Channel. I'm with Chad Edwards, Simone's husband. And we are happy to try to bring you guys pickleball of all ages, younger, older. That's what makes this sport so unbelievably amazing. Pretty much anyone can play. And also, for those of you watching, even though this is 60 plus and a slower type of game than the younger players that you've seen, these are still very talented players, and I would argue they could beat most people half their age.
Oh, absolutely. And they are moving It is a little bit slower pace, a little bit more, a little bit less aggressive, but you're still going to see fast hands, the opportunities of speeding balls up, you know, good volley confrontations. Helle with a nice passing shot down the line. So we're at 1-2-1. Nice hands, nice pick up there by Mike. So you saw Helle create a little bit, a good angle there against Cherie. Forced her to pop that ball up, but Mike was there to put it away. So we're tied game here, 2-2-2. Nice deep return by Scott.
Well, who's playing them?
Good transition forward there by Heather and by Helle and Mike. 3-2-2. That's a good drive right there. Sometimes, you know, the most effective drive is that ball through the middle, especially when you're uncertain with that person moving forward on who's going to go for it. All it takes is just a slight miscommunication to create some doubt.
And there we have a side out. Score is 2-4-1.
Helle caught a little too much to the middle right there. She, her and Cherie going cross court with those forehand dinks, and Scott was able to step in and take a ball out of the air, speed that thing up. So we're at 3-4-2. Look like Cherie rushed that drive a little bit. It was a good ball to drive. Helle didn't quite get a deep return or deep enough return, but Cherie just stepped in and rushed that a little too much. Nice hands by Mike there to get the ball to drop underneath or drop below the net. Scott tried to speed it up, but because he was coming down up on that ball, ended up pushing it just a little deep, and we're at 5-3-1. Just missing that ball in the net cord. 5-3-2. Mike Toolson serving. Good communication there between Helle and Mike. Good hands. Caught the net cord. Oh, and Mike steps across for the poach and the put away. So we're at 6-3-2. And we've got a timeout.
We'll be back to you guys in a minute. We're back from the timeout. Score is 6-3-2. We're in game number 2 of the 60-plus gold medal match at the Minto U.S. Open Pickleball Championships powered by Margaritaville. This is Rusty from Pickleball Channel, and I am with...
Chad Edwards from Peak Performance Pickleball Academy.
Exactly. Chad and Simone now have a thriving Pickleball Academy, Peak Performance Academy down here in Florida. And just in case you guys don't know, Chad was a D1 baseball guy. Simone was a D1 tennis gal. They met, and two great athletes fell in love. And now they both love pickleball.
Absolutely. Yeah, about 3 years ago we quit our jobs and decided to take a gamble on pickleball and open an academy, and you know, we're 100% pickleball nowadays.
So thanks for being here and adding some cultural flair. Or should we make some stereotypical Australian jokes?
Yeah,
you can make some American jokes.
I'll throw another shrimp on the barbie and all that kind of good stuff. Even though we don't call them shrimp, it's an American joke. Where in Australia we call them prawns.
So I don't know where that happened. Somewhere. Of course, everything you see in the movies from America is reality. You know, it's all true.
Absolutely.
Aren't you related to Crocodile Dundee?
Yep. Yeah. He's my uncle from my mom's uncle's side. Second to
you go.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we got distracted. So the score is 6-5-2. Toolson is serving to Cherie Chao. A nice series of volleys there between Cherie and Helle.
Typically, you're not going to see somebody jumping in front of a forehand with the backhand, but Helle had the advantage of being in front there and was able to create the downward angles to keep going with that backhand and ultimately win the point.
So we got a side out now. We're back to Scott Lennan. He'll be serving to Mike Toolson. 5-7-1.
Nice movement there by Mike and Helle. Drawing Scott across the court. Cherie wasn't able to come across and fully cover the court, pop the ball up, and Mike put it away.
Another side out. And Mike and Helle are both from Arizona. Helle's from Mesa, and Mike is from Gilbert, Arizona. Well, fun fact, Mike was very proud to let us know he's got 4 children and 10 grandchildren. I don't know how many of them play pickleball, but...
Ooh, good try, good.
Clearly a proud family man. So we're going on to the second serve. Helle's serving. Once again, these two players are stacking. 7-5-2. Cherie goes to return, a bit frustrated as the ball hits the net there. Timeout called by the receivers. Score is 8-5-2. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back from the timeout. The score is 8-5-2 in game number 2 of the 60-plus gold medal match.
Nice deep ball there by Cherie to keep that ball down at Helle's feet. Makes it really difficult for her to pick up that ball, get it down in the kitchen, and stop moving forward.
I know it's probably understated, but if you can keep your players back at the baseline, you'll have an advantage.
Good setup there by Helle. Speeding a ball to Cherie's backhand, popping that ball up, and then putting it away.
Cherie Chao serving, 5-8-2. She's from the Denver area. A little frustrated there at herself, but still a close game. 8-5-1. Trying to drive the return. Cherie keeps returning. Up.
Cherie might have saw Mike just out the corner of her eye there. Mike was planning to come across some poach to help Helle out. And I think Cherie might have just looked up enough to put that ball into the net. Good drive there by Mike.
Cherie's able to keep it back over. Trying to keep Helle back. Helle transitions up. All 4 players at the net. Just a little deeper there. They're back up at the net. Trying with the lob.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just out. But you notice Cherie's dinks right there were back bouncing right at the kitchen line, so it kept forcing Helle to make the decision of whether she takes it out of the air or lets that ball bounce. And each time she let it bounce, she had to back away from the kitchen line. So you are told don't back away from that kitchen line. Sometimes you have to make that decision in order to stay in the point and keep that ball down, you've got to back away from that kitchen line, make it back in.
What's happening here, the players are stacking. There's a little bit of confusion as to who's playing where, which side, and so they potentially in the wrong spot. I thought there was the referee called a side out because I thought that there was a mistake or error on the side. Yes, so Scott was in the wrong spot, so they waited to serve. So they weren't serving because he wasn't ready. He wasn't in the right spot. Scott says, I can stand wherever I feel like, which is true. So it's one of those to be debated on the boards kind of calls.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's nothing in the rule book that says you have to be standing back behind the baseline to receive the serve. It's recommended.
Yes.
But there's nothing that specifies.
So if you're in the wrong position, you serve or receive in the wrong position, it's a fault. What the ref said here, she called a score. They waited too long to serve because they were being polite because he wasn't ready. So the ref called it against them. But as they were trying to communicate he wasn't ready, the ref overruled and then said, never mind. Scott would have lost the point. I don't think he knew he was there on purpose. But then, of course, he says, well, I can be wherever I want. So right now we're in a dinking session. Mike's pretty happy. We go to point, game, match. That's a 60-plus gold medal. We're going to have all these matches that we'll be doing. We'll be bringing back up. So if you subscribe to Pickleball channel, you'll see complete versions a little bit cleaner with more graphics brought to you. We got another match coming up, 19+, so stay tuned.